What's going on, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Another beautiful day. It's supposed to rain today, but I don't know. I feel like the weather's kind of teasing us. Hey, all the merrier. At least the temperature dropped down. So the tri-state area right now is getting some nice wind, a little nice breeze here. So let's talk about housing, guys. Um, housing, housing. Gen Z and housing. It's an interesting topic, and I have my thoughts. I had my projections on how things are going to go, but I also want to kind of correlate those projections, associate those projections with what's really going on in the housing market today, right? So, as we can see, prices in certain areas, like the big boom in the southwest, the big boom in the southwest are coming down, right? Those home prices are coming down. Everybody want to move to Florida. They want to move to Texas. They want to move in the sunbelt regions, Arizona, that whole region. They want back in 2020, right? 2021, right after the pandemic, they hopped on board. They bought up properties. It was the next big thing. It was like, oh my God, all these articles talking about how, oh, these are the next booming cities. These are the next booming cities. And now people are exiting. There's an exodus going on from these regions. The house prices there are dropping like crazy. And those people who bought then and have to sell now are barely walking away with like chump change, right? They made no equity on their properties. The tri-state area here in Jersey, actually, funny enough, I'm about to sell my house, in the middle of it, is still holding pretty strong, but I see this moving across the board, right? Now, what's going on in the sunbelt might be just the trend coming to an end, right? And but it's showing us a bigger problem, and the problem is that, first of all, houses can't be priced at what they were priced at when the interest rates were at 2.35 to 3 to 4%, right? Interest rates right now are not going to come down. According to the Fed, there's not going to be any interest rates coming down because inflation has spiked again, right? Inflation numbers are spiking again, so they're not going to bring interest rates down. There might be a cut later in the end of the year, we'll see, but it's not going to make that much of a difference. So home sellers have been delusional. They're still thinking it's 2020, and they're getting a reality check right away when the house is just sitting there not being sold and is not getting any sort of attention, right? So they have to significantly bring their prices down. But this is an issue that's going to spread across the entire country at some point, because yes, although the tri-state area and certain Midwest, certain regions are seeing a boom, the tri-state area has always been seeing a boom, right? But the Midwest has been seeing a boom. People moving in and buying affordable homes in those areas. Eventually is going to come a time when we look at the younger generations, when Gen Z and the generation below them become the predominant home buyers, unless it's something passed down to them from family to family, right, from grandparent or parent to them, you're not going to get the same buying power out of this generation as you think you did, like previously, right? Unless the economy really just uplifts and change and starts to alter. But with how things are going now, we're hitting a recession, AI implementation, all this stuff, and if we do end up getting some sort of a UBI, universal basic income thing, then it's not going to happen, because people are not going to have the buying power that they once had, right? They're just not going to have it. So that's kind of like the big focus here is on that. They're not going to have the buying power that they once had, and these home prices are just going to keep coming down and down because people are not going to be able to sell. These people who have been sitting on their homes are not going to be able to sell at those prices. So I feel like home prices will come down eventually, and I feel like they will, because who's buying homes at that point, right? So it's that idea. If nobody's buying homes at that point, they have to come down, or the government's just going to eat them up and developers and investors. So this is my projection. I'm not saying, hey, wait around for the market crash or whatever. Wait for the crash. Wait for the market to dip. Buy when you can buy, of course, when you're ready and you need it, right? Like, hey, I need a bigger home. My family's growing. I got one kid, but now a second one's on the way. I need a bigger home. Sure, if you have the means, do it and make it happen. But if you don't have the means, I think eventually you'll have an opportunity to purchase a home, because we can't sustain this, man. So.